Pero ang tanong, paano nga ba ako nakabingwit ng Amerikano? Alam nyo ba guys, nag-makeup ako para lang sa inyo. Nagpaganda ang ate nyo sa araw na ito. Guys, ito na yung kwento ko. So, syempre sa hindi nakakaalam, nasa Amerika po ako at Amerikano po ang asawa ko. E di syempre pag sa Pilipinas ka, pagka nalaman yung balitang ganyan, oy may boyfriend kang Amerikano at lalo pa pumunta ng Pilipinas at nag-propose sa'yo, di syempre engaged na kayo. Syempre talagang kada baryo malalaman, di ba? At kada um, mga relatives mo malalaman, kahit yung mga hanggang 10th degree cousin mo malalaman, di ba? Kasi syempre, andun yung chismis na, uy, itong si ano, makakapangasawa ng Amerikano, pupunta na tong Amerika. Tapos alam nyo ba guys, nung syempre, na-engage na kami ng asawa ko. Ito kwento ko later on kung paano yung love story namin. Pero ito kasi yung unang sinabi sa akin. At least few times, nabanggit sa akin ng mga pinsan ko, ng mga relatives ko, nung na-engage ako sa isang Amerikano. Uy, paano mo nabingwit yan? Paano ka nakahanap ng Amerikano? Pareto naman kapag makapunta ka ng Amerika. O di kaya siguro ngayon may mga relatives na yan na naghahanap din ng Pilipina. Alam mo yun, biglang tinanong ka agad, ano ba yung ginawa mo para makabingwit ng Amerikano? Pero ang tanong, paano nga ba ako nakabingwit ng Amerikano? O heto, gusto ko lang linawin mga kapatid, mga ate. Hindi ko po sinasabi or fully ine-encourage or kiniklaim na mas magiging masaya ang buhay ninyo kapag napunta kayong Amerika dahil nakapangasawa kayo ng Amerikano. Kasi kung goal naman talaga ninyo is to settle down, find a husband or a partner na nakikita ninyo ang sarili ninyo, na makabuo ng sarili ninyong pamilya, by all means po, malaki ang mundo. Ke Pilipino yan o foreigner, kung mahal niyo yung tao, and you can see yourself living with this person for a very long time, and nakikita ninyo ang sarili ninyo na bumubuo ng pamilya kasama ang lalaking ito, ang taong ito, by all means po, go ahead and marry this person. Hindi mahalagang foreigner ito, hindi mahalagang Pilipino ito. Ang mahalaga, mahal niyo yung tao. And you can really see yourself in the future with this person. With or without kids, whatever it is that you planned para sa sarili ninyo. So, paalis na kami ng bahay. Sanitizer, check. Mga bata, check. Asawa, hindi nakalimutan. Diyan ang drive. Mask, check. Yun, meron ding disinfectant wipes, check. So, samahan niyo kami guys habang magkwento kami. So guys, paano ko nga ba nabingwit itong Amerikanong asawa ko? So of course, mag-i-English tayo kasi Amerikano, diba? Sige, simulan natin. So baby, can you tell my friends how did we meet? and when, and what were some of your first impressions about me?
I was living in the Philippines. I was there for 2 years. We met in Tarlac, I think.
Okay, hold on, David. I'm asking Daddy some questions, okay?
That's my first impression. I was really impressed with your English.
Of course. Yun lang. That's it.
I mean, it stood out.
Okay. So yes guys, yun nga, tumira siya ng Pilipinas for 2 years at i-reveal namin how later on. But let's go back to that. So umuwi siya galing dito sa Amerika, galing sa Pilipinas around March 2013. And so May 2013, nagkaroon kami ng contact on Facebook, diba? And we started chatting as friends, purely friends lang talaga, guys. And remember, we met in person sa Tarlac. And we basically became friends. But yun lang. So anyway, umuwi siya ng Pilipinas, ng Amerika, galing Pilipinas, March 2013. And then nagkaroon kami ng contact sa Facebook on May 2013. And then, fast forward a year after that, April 2014, you plan to go visit the Philippines. But initially, hindi talaga niya planong bisitahin ako. Again, friends pa din kami guys after a year of having contacted each other on Facebook. So April 2014, you came to the Philippines. But there was a twist. You did not plan to see me, but what happened?
But what happened? A few things happened. Kind of a complicated story, but instead of visiting my friends in the Philippines, we ended up getting engaged.
Yes, you heard that, guys. We ended up getting engaged, but that was May 29th. May 29th, we got engaged. And take note, guys, we're just friends around April 2014. So, kung anong nangyari, kung bakit kami na-engage ng ganun-ganun na lang, we will tell that later on kung paano. So, ayan, nakamask na ako, guys. Ang haba ng earrings ni ate. Oh my goodness. So, mag-grocery na ako at so, whenever we go outside, guys, hindi talaga namin nilalabas yung mga bata. So, my husband and my kids will be staying in the car. Ako lang yung lalabas to get some stuff that we need for the day. And then, that's it. At magbayad na tayo. Ano kasi ito yung bibilin ko? Hi, good, how are you? Yeah, so, so eto na guys, ito na yung big reveal namin ni asawa. Di ba na-mention niya, he lived in the Philippines for 2 years. At mostly, syempre, mga loved ones at friends namin alam ang isang fact na ito about sa aking husband. Na siya po ay magaling magtagalog. Sample naman dyan. Kunwari English pa kami kanina. Tumawag kasi si asawa kanina, tapos ang ingay ng mga bata. Ano nangyayari?
Kasi di ba kasi ayaw niyang kainin ito was yung mga kids meal niya. Kaya sumisigaw, magsusundukan.
So guys, eto, nung nakilala ko yung asawa ko sa Pilipinas, kung hindi mo lang titingnan yung napakatangos ng ilong, baby, patingin. Ayun. Aakalain mong Pilipino dahil ang galing magtagalog. Yan po yung isa sa mga advantages na nakita ko nung nakalipat na ako dito sa Amerika. Sa akin na personally. Dahil yung napangasawa ko po ay mas magaling pang magtagalog kaysa sa akin minsan, mga kapatid. Sobra. Nako, gagawa din kami in the future ng segment kung saan magtatagalog at magtatagalog lang si Hubby. But for now, si Hubby aalis muna at kukuha ng cake for our friend kasi birthday niya. So remember, strawberry cake yun ha. So kahit mali, nakauwi na kami at lahat na dispose na ni Hubby yung mga groceries na pinamili ko at nalinis niya na rin at naglaban na rin ako. So now magkukwento na kami in details kung how we ended up together at kung ano yung love story namin. Why did it happen so fast?
So yeah, we were talking occasionally on Facebook, but no more than I would to any other friend. There was nothing particularly romantic about it. And during the time, my family was going through a pretty difficult series of ordeals. Yeah, so my family was going through a hard time. And there was one day I started receiving phone calls, text messages. Even one person flew out to visit me while I was living in Virginia. These are old friends of ours from the Philippines who were telling me that I was supposed to marry dearly, which I thought was weird. They weren't calling to check up on me, say how I was doing, say hi. They would say, "Hi, you need to marry dearly." I thought that was weird. So my dad called me one time going through one of these hard times, and I thought it would be funny to tell him, like, "Hey, I've got some friends from the Philippines who are telling me to marry this girl dearly." And my dad, instead of laughing or having any other reaction, he said, "Would you be surprised to know that I already knew that?" And I said, "Yes, obviously." And he told me that he was praying for me, which my dad doesn't do often, ever. because he was worried about me and he wanted to know if I would make it home safely from the Philippines. And my dad, when he was having this prayer, he says that he saw something, which, again, he's not a particularly prayerful person. But he saw me coming home from the Philippines. He saw me flying away to Virginia for school. He saw these friends, people he didn't know, but who he said he knew that I knew from the Philippines, coming to me to tell me to marry a long-haired Filipina dancer who I knew when I was in the Philippines. He said he saw her face clearly, that this is the girl that God wanted me to marry, and because of that, this is the girl that he wanted me to marry, and he was just waiting until these girls came to tell me to marry her. And he was sitting on that information for about a year. He told my sister, one of my sisters, about it.
Hi, David. Okay. Yeah.
And they kept it a secret until these events started happening. So when these girls started telling me, like, hey, you need to marry dearly, apparently this was kind of fulfilling something that was revealed to my dad a long time ago. So he was excited. I was kind of freaked out. And we had a kind of a quick Skype call because I was planning on visiting the Philippines anyway to visit some old friends. Talking to Dearly, she told me that she'd had similar revelations. She'd received similar information, you know. So I prayed about it, did what I could to make sure that I wasn't just imagining things, and everything came together in almost the exact way that my dad said it would. So I flew to the Philippines, and instead of going there to visit my friends, I bought an extra ticket to go to Cebu and to visit Dearly, where I proposed before we'd had a single date. We hardly knew each other.
Guys, my husband told you about how we met, when, I mean, not really, like, yeah, kind of when, and his first impressions about me. So, eto guys ha, i-reveal namin kung bakit masyadong vague yun. At yun lang yung masasabi niya sa first meeting namin. And that is because I met my husband sa Philippines when he was a full-time missionary of our church. And I was too. I was a full-time missionary of our church. And so, knowing that we went there in that place, sa Panikitarlac, for one, because doon tayo nagkakilala, we met there. Not for anything other than we want to spread the gospel to the people there, and we can't do anything romantic because that's not our mission there anyway. So we were totally friends. He was what we call my zone leader sa simbahan, and yeah, I actually gave a talk sa simbahan when he first met me. That's why he had that first impression that I was actually good at speaking in English. But the side of my story now. After my mission, so he finished his mission
March of 2013.
Yeah, March of 2013, and I finished my mission for the church May 2013. And so when I got back, he was already living in Los Angeles, right? Nakita kong may Facebook account siya, so in-invite ko, and he was one of my leaders then when I was on my mission. So I messaged him. Kuya pa nga ang tawag ko sa'yo. Anong tawag mo sa akin? What were you calling me?
Ading?
Ading. Yeah. Or nakababatang kapatid, di ba? So, we were just chatting, and we're actually dating hard. You were dating hard in Los Angeles, and eventually in Virginia.
Not dating hard, but I was dating, yeah.
Oh, you were dating but not dating hard. I was dating hard. Marami ako naging ka-date when I got home from my mission. Because in our church, we were encouraged to actually find somebody and date somebody, you know. And anyway, that's going to be a longer story. But I was dating in the Philippines, and fast forward April 2014, again, just like his experience, nakatanggap po ako ng, because we believe in this. Sa simbahan, naniniwala po kami for personal revelation. So if you pray, you can receive personal revelation. And I was able to receive a personal revelation na talagang napaka-strong, that gave a feeling that I should marry him. And the thing is, guys, sobrang nakakagulat. And like, this is the spiritual part ng story namin. That's why when he decided to come visit me to the Philippines in April 2014, at na-engage kami May 2014, you can just imagine kung gaano ka tatag yung faith namin to actually do that. Pero sa totoo lang, guys, so nagkita kami sa airport sa Cebu, sobrang takot ako. But when I saw him, we were Skyping kind of frequently after we discussed about, anong natanggap naming revelation, knowing that ito din yung tinuturo namin sa mission, that you can actually receive a personal revelation, and that you will be guided with every decision that you're gonna make, especially sa pag-aasawa. So how was it for you when you first saw me in Cebu Airport?
Yeah, I was worried about the same thing, but yeah, when I finally got there, I saw you broke every Filipino culture standard that I know of.
What is that?
Running and jumping over the fence to give me a huge hug in front of a ton of people. Just kind of dancing around and smiling and screaming because you were so happy.
Yeah, I was very happy. Yes, for sure. And that's right. And yeah, it was very natural on my part. And gwapo naman kasi. So fast forward, after we got married, April 11, 2015, after we processed all that crazy paper para lang makapunta ako dito sa Amerika, how did it turn out for us despite the cultural differences? How did it work out for the two of us? Bilang Amerikano at Pilipina.
I would say surprisingly well. As far as culture shock, you can't really avoid that, but in terms of us getting along despite having so little to relate to each other with, we didn't grow up with the same humor, the same TV shows, the same education, same family values. But our relationship has been one of the best that I've ever even heard of. So I would say that when those revelations came through, God knew what he was doing when he put us together.
Maraming salamat po sa pagiging bahagi ng buhay ko sa araw na ito. Hopefully, nag-enjoy po kayo. At maraming salamat din dahil sinamahan niyo ako sa aking mga errands at sa kwento-kwentuhan namin ni Hubby. And hopefully, na-inspire din po kayo sa love story namin ni Hubby. Sa susunod na aming vlog as a family at me Mommy Dearly, of course. See you again next time.